My husband kept saying I was paranoid, so I installed a spy app on his phone. A message popped up, "She's never gonna find out." I replied, "You sure about that?" 3 dots appeared. Then his phone shut off completely. I'm 42, married to Mike for 15 years. We have 2 kids and live in Chicago's North Center neighborhood. Life was good, family outings to Wells Park, dinners at local spots, and weekends filled with soccer games and dance recitals. But over the past year, things changed. Mike started coming home late, blaming work. He'd be on his phone constantly, turning the screen away when I was near. When I asked, he'd laugh and say I was being paranoid. One night, after he fell asleep, I decided to check his phone. But it was always locked, and I didn't know the passcode. The next day, I confided in a friend who suggested installing a spy app. I was hesitant, but needed to know the truth. I researched and found an app that could monitor messages and locations. That evening, while Mike was in the shower, I installed it on his phone. The next day, while he was at work, I checked the app. My heart raced as I read messages between Mike and a woman named Laura. One message from her said, "She's never gonna find out." I couldn't stay silent. I replied, "You sure about that?" Almost immediately, I saw the 3 dots indicating a response. Then, his phone shut off completely. I felt a mix of anger, betrayal, and a strange sense of validation. I wasn't paranoid. Something was going on. When Mike came home that evening, I confronted him. At first, he denied everything, but when I mentioned Laura's name and the messages, he couldn't deny it. He admitted they'd been seeing each other for months. The late nights, the secretive texts, it all made sense now. We decided to go to couples therapy, trying to salvage what we could. But trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. I realized that I deserved better, that my children deserved a happier environment. So we separated. It's been a tough journey, but I'm finding my footing. To anyone out there feeling that gnawing suspicion, trust your gut. It's better to know the truth than to live in doubt. After that night, things didn't just fall apart, they exploded. Mike moved into a rented condo in Logan Square. He said it was temporary, that we needed space to think. He wanted to keep things civil for the kids. I agreed at first. But the messages didn't stop. I still had access to the spy app, and though I felt sick using it, I couldn't help it. I needed to see the truth with my own eyes. Laura was still in the picture. He was lying to her too, telling her he was working things out with me just to keep her around. He was playing both sides. I stopped going to therapy with him. What was the point? The look on his face was pure panic. He slammed his hand on the table, yelling that I had no right to spy on him. I reminded him he had no right to betray me. He walked out and didn't come back that night. Then came the twist I didn't expect. 2 weeks later, Laura messaged me. I don't know how she got my number. Maybe Mike left something open. Maybe she looked through his phone. Her first message just said, "I think we should talk." I didn't respond right away. I stared at it for an hour. The next day, she sent another message, "He's lying to both of us." I didn't know he was married at first. That stopped me cold. I finally replied, and we set up a meeting at a coffee shop in Ravenswood. I almost didn't go, but curiosity got the better of me. She was younger than me, mid-30s, dressed sharp, clearly emotional. She had a folder in her bag. She pulled it out and handed it to me. Photos, receipts, printouts of messages. Some I had seen already, but some were new. Intimate. Disgusting. She looked at me and said, "I found out 3 weeks ago. He told me you two were separated for over a year. He said he stayed at the house for the kids." I believed him. But then I checked court records. There was no separation filed. No divorce papers. Nothing. I wanted to scream, cry, rip the folder in half. But I just sat there, hands shaking. Then she said something I didn't expect. "I think he's seeing someone else too." My head spun. She showed me a picture. Him, holding hands with a third woman, outside a bar in Lakeview. It wasn't me. It wasn't her. It was someone new. She had followed him one night, she said. She saw them laughing, kissing. She said she felt sick. That was the moment she knew he was lying to both of us. That he wasn't confused or torn, he was enjoying the chaos. We sat in silence. 2 women, betrayed in different ways by the same man. I left that coffee shop with my head spinning, heart pounding, and stomach twisted in knots. I didn't know what I'd do next, but I knew this wasn't over. Mike had no idea I knew everything now. Every layer of his lies. Every name, every place, every secret. And I was done playing nice. The day after meeting Laura, I couldn't sleep. I kept going over everything she said, the photos, that third woman. I felt like I was in a movie, but the kind where the main character gets played by everyone around her. I decided not to confront Mike just yet. I wanted more. I needed to be sure about the third woman. So I dug deeper. I went through the old photos Laura gave me again. One of them showed the outside of the bar where Mike had been with the third woman. I recognized it, Sluggers in Wrigleyville. We had gone there on our 3rd anniversary. He said it was our spot. The betrayal cut deeper than I thought it could. I did something I hadn't done before. I went to the bar. Not to confront him, but just to see if he'd show up again. I brought my friend Claire and told her everything. We sat at the back, nursing drinks and pretending to talk, while my eyes scanned every new person walking in. An hour passed. Then I saw him. Mike walked in wearing the jacket I got him for Christmas 2 years ago. He wasn't alone. The woman with him wasn't Laura. She was younger, long black hair, tall, laughing like she didn't have a care in the world. He looked relaxed, like a man with no secrets. Claire grabbed my arm to stop me from going over there. But I didn't need to. They sat down, and within 10 minutes, the woman leaned in and kissed him. Bold. Public. He didn't even look around to see if anyone might notice. I took photos. I left. The next twist came that night. I was back home, sorting through the pictures when my daughter, Rachel, came downstairs. "Mom," she said, eyes puffy, voice shaky. "I need to tell you something." My heart dropped. She told me she saw Dad kissing a woman outside his car 2 weeks ago when he came to pick her up from school early one day. She didn't recognize the woman, but she knew it wasn't me. And she didn't want to upset me, so she kept it to herself. But it was eating at her. My hands shook as I hugged her. It wasn't just about me anymore. He was letting our kids get caught in his web. I wanted to explode. Instead, I waited. Waited for the next time he was supposed to come pick up the kids. But he never showed. He didn't call. Didn't text. I messaged and got no reply. The next morning, I got a call from his boss. Mike hadn't shown up for work in 3 days. They wanted to know if he was okay. I was stunned. I said I didn't know. And I didn't. He wasn't at the condo. His car wasn't parked there. His phone was off. Just gone. 2 days later, I got a message from an unknown number. A photo. Mike with the third woman on a beach. Somewhere tropical. The message just said you never really knew him. It felt like a slap. He left. No warning. No goodbye to the kids. No explanation. Just gone. I went numb. But not for long, because a week after that, Laura showed up at my door. She was crying. She said she'd gotten a call from a detective. Mike wasn't who he said he was. Not to her. Not to me. He had been using a fake name on some of his financial accounts. Had open credit cards in her name. Had a P.O. box where he sent things she never saw. There was now a warrant out for him. And they were looking for him. That's when everything changed. He wasn't just a cheater. He was a criminal. And suddenly, everything made a different kind of sense. Laura was shaking as she stood in my doorway, clutching a folder of documents and her phone. Her eyes were red, like she hadn't slept in days. She looked broken, and I knew I didn't look much better. I let her in without saying a word. She dropped everything on my kitchen table. "He's not just a liar," she said, her voice cracking. "He's been using fake names. There's credit card fraud. I found accounts opened in my name. I filed a police report. They connected it to others." I couldn't breathe for a second. She opened the folder, documents with his name, or at least the name we thought was his. Then aliases. Bank statements. P.O. box info. Screenshots of emails with real estate agents in Michigan, where he was apparently trying to buy property. She said he'd told her they were going to move away together, just the two of them. A fresh start. She found out he told the third woman the same thing. It was like he was trying to vanish. But he didn't just leave his life, he was erasing it piece by piece. I was livid. Not just for myself. For our kids. For Laura. For all of us who'd been fed lies by a man who didn't seem to have a shred of conscience. A week later, he came back. I was in the front yard, watering the plants like I was trying to pretend my life was still normal when he pulled up in a car I didn't recognize. He stepped out with that same smug grin I used to think was charming. He looked tan. Happy. Like he hadn't just destroyed 3 lives. I dropped the hose and stormed up to him. "You really thought you'd get away with it?" He didn't flinch. "I just needed time. You always overreact." That's when Laura stepped out from behind the side of the house. She had parked a few doors down, waiting like we planned. Her voice was louder than I'd ever heard it. "You lied to me. You stole from me. You made me think we had something real." Mike's face dropped. "Laura, you told me she was just your ex," she said, pointing at me. "You said she was crazy. That she hit you. That the kids weren't even yours." I froze. That part, I didn't know. That lie hit me harder than anything. "You said all of that?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He didn't answer. By now, neighbors were watching from porches. Someone was filming on their phone. He tried to walk back to his car, but Laura blocked him. You can't just walk away this time, she said. You're being investigated. There's a detective looking into everything. I already gave them your info. The P.O. box. The fake accounts. All of it. He started to panic. The smugness dropped. He looked around like he was cornered. This is crazy. You can't. This is harassment. I'll get a lawyer. You'll need one, I snapped. The police came 2 days later. I don't know who tipped them off first, Laura or me. Maybe both. They questioned me, took statements, subpoenaed his work records. Apparently, he'd stolen not just from her, but from his employer, too. Embezzlement. Fake reimbursements. Thousands. He was arrested at the condo in Logan Square. It made the local news. I wish I could say I felt relief. I didn't, not right away. There was silence after. No more lies, but no closure either. Rachel and Ben, our kids, had questions I couldn't answer. Why did Daddy do that? Does he still love us? I told them the truth as gently as I could. I told them it wasn't their fault. Laura and I kept in touch for a while. Trauma bonds, I guess. She helped me get through the legal parts. I helped her navigate the mess with the banks. We cried. We laughed at the absurdity. We both started therapy. My parents came by more often. They helped with the kids. Neighbors brought meals. Claire, my best friend, took me out once a week, even when I didn't want to leave the house. You're not letting this bastard turn you into a ghost, she said. And I didn't. The final straw came during his arraignment. I went. He didn't even look at me. When the judge listed the charges, fraud, identity theft, and conspiracy, he looked like a stranger. Like someone I never knew. I think that was when I finally started to let go. I'm not going to lie and say I healed overnight. I didn't. I still wake up some nights wondering how I missed it for so long. How I trusted someone capable of all that. But now, I'm rebuilding. I found a job I love again. My kids are smiling more. We have bad days, but we're stronger for it. I'm stronger for it. I thought I knew what betrayal was. But now I know it's not just cheating. It's the slow unraveling of trust, one lie at a time. It's being made to feel insane when your instincts are screaming the truth. It's being silenced, gaslit, discarded, and then choosing to rise anyway. He's in jail. I'm free. And for the first time in years, I'm not scared to start over.